Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Techsavvy, number 5. It's amazing how many of these have taken on board. I just wanted to speak with you today about the cloud. A lot of mystery about the cloud, what it is and what it means. And I just want to go through two particular cloud storage areas, because that's what the cloud is about, storage. And to put it simply, in your computer and in your laptop, there is a hard drive. That's where all the information that you have is stored. But when we talk about the cloud, we're talking about it being somewhere else in the world. And the best definition I've come about it is it's not on your computer, but it's elsewhere as well. So the cloud, in a sense, is very much more secure than your hard drive, believe it or not. Your hard drive is prone to breaking and to having all kinds of issues, but the server that you connect to could be very much more secure. Amazon has multiple servers, and so there is basically backup of backup of backup going on different servers, so they never fail. And to give you a little picture of this, I don't know if you can see this, it's probably reversed, certainly is on my screen here, but there's my laptop, and there's the connection to the server, and there's a badly drawn Great Britain, and there is Iceland. Often enough they're in Iceland or North America, and now Microsoft are actually pushing it more to be in the UK. So if you're using Office 365, you will be using Microsoft OneDrive. So what I want to do in the live bit of this is to actually show you a couple of features and things relating to the technologies. And we're going to look to the Apple type of serving, which is iCloud. And I'm going to show you what settings are useful to have on. And then we will also look at Google Docs and Google Drive. And we'll be using the PC just over there for that. So let me turn my camera around, and we'll start with the iPad. So here we have a usual iPad, and the area you need to go to is settings down at the bottom here. And if you go into settings, you'll be in the area of general usually. The first thing I usually do is just check, because it says iCloud up there. I just check that everything that I want stored in the cloud is actually switched on. And so over on this side you'll see a setting called iCloud, and you'll see I've got photos switched on, I've got mail, I've got all of these features switched on. Now this is incredibly important, because iCloud backup should be switched on, in my opinion, because then if anything goes wrong, you can call it all back again. But one of the main tricky areas that causes a lot of problems is what is going on in the photograph area. Now, I can't show you my phone how that works, but if you go across here, we can look at what the settings are. And there's confusion here in many people's minds as to what is going on. When iCloud wants to be shown to be storing your photographs, which is often the case, iCloud wants to store it on every device. So that is something that it will do. But you might wish to select on your phone, download and keep originals, or optimize to iPad storage. I would go for the optimize iPad storage. And then there is upload to PhotoStream. Now PhotoStream can fill a device, particularly your phone, if it's of low storage means. So I would have that switched off unless you absolutely want that facility. Sometimes I take pictures which may be sensitive to other people, so particularly people with disabilities. So I tend to switch that off, because I don't want that going outside of my phone or my device or wherever it happens to be. Shared albums, they're particularly important for other people to subscribe to and share in order to see your particular sets of photographs. And the other features of allowing autoplay videos and live photos is also useful as well. And you can also have it transferring to a Mac or a PC automatically as well. And that neatly brings me across to the next part of this, which is to do with iCloud storage that happens on a computer or a machine. Here we go. This is the iCloud.com, which sits on your computer, which is fabulous, because this is a great tool if you want to be able to remotely access or even use the materials that are on your iPad, because you can see it reflects exactly what the iPad is. The iPad is a media storage device, and is temporary, therefore. So the reason your iPad immediately gets set up when you buy a new iPhone or a new iPad is because of the cloud. It stores all your materials in the one place, and you can access everything that's on your iPad whilst you are working. So here we go. These are my files, and you can see there's videos, there are PDFs, there are documents, and there are folders across a whole range of things. So very, very useful for enabling you to actually keep a track of things. I'm not very good at storing things, but I can easily add materials or download them, upload here if I wish to, and that will also go onto my iPad as well, especially if it's a document that's shareable like a PDF or a film or something like that. And I can also create a new folder there. So that is basically the Apple version of it. Now let's go and find out about Google. I had a request for this, so I'm answering it, and the person's on the call as well. And also I want to give a shout out to my nephew Paul, who's on the call as well. Thank you, Paul. And here we've got the top end of Google. This is google.com.co.uk, and if you have a Google account, you will find that if you click in this area, then you have all the tools that link to G Drive. Now, is G Drive separate to Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Slides? Yes, but they're interrelated. So I wanted to show you one activity that shows how the two work together. You will get all of this for free from Google, and it comes as a package. So you just need to know where to click, I think is the answer. So let's go into G Drive. And today I want to make a document. So I click on New, and I can create this range of interesting stuff. So I'm just going to concentrate on Google Docs. And I'll have a blank document that comes in. And the first thing you do is you create a file at the top here. It's unnamed at the moment, so I'm going to call it Techsavvy 5. Okay, there we are. And that goes into there. Now, I'm going to use a feature here that is on every device using Google Docs called voice typing. And it's a really neat way of getting your work in if you're alone and on your own. So I'm just going to click on voice typing here, and I will click on the icon. It appeared over here, and we'll just write a little bit in there. Okay, what I want to do today is to be able to share this information with you and to show how Google Docs works in conjunction with Google Drive. Full stop. End that, click it. And now what we will do now is we will go back to Google Drive, and I will then refresh the page at the top here, And what you should see in a minute is, there it is, Techsavvy. Now, if I was being very, very organized, I could then move that file into any of my folders down here. And you create a folder by clicking on New and File, Upload, Folder. You can click a new folder there, and that would come in, and you can rename it and publish it there. So that, in essence, is what this product will do. It will enable you to keep a track of all your documents, whether they're spreadsheets, slides, or what they are. And essentially, they will enable you to have complete saving of your work. You should never lose a file using this method. So I'm coming back to me, and I will now take any questions that any of you have, if there are any, for the last 5 minutes. Rose Sargent says, is iCloud a very safe storage place? Yes, more safe than anything, because of the way that these large companies work. They are very, very secure. They have backups of backups, more secure than your device. So you will never, ever, ever lose your work. Is the microphone on Google Drive only? It's on Google Docs, and it is on that area, but it also appears in the web browser. Let me show you back on the computer again and demonstrate the web browser if you've never come across it that has this. As long as your computer has a screen, you will find, when I click over here, that there is a screen has a microphone attached, a desk array or something like that. You can use this to do searches on the internet. So there we go. All I have to do is allow, and I can speak now. So give me a picture of Boris Johnson. Okay, so it goes and finds all that for me. I can do further things at the top here. I'm a big fan of Burnley Football Club. So what was the last score of Burnley football team when it actually was playing? Okay, it takes me to Wikipedia and other things like that, right? And it's obviously too old. So I think that, in a sense, is what you can do with the microphone. I'll just tell you one more little app that you can get on Google Chrome. It's called Voice In Voice Typing, and this is a lovely little dictation tool that you can allow that clicks in any window, and so you could use that effectively with a few other tools and spaces on there. Well worth a look in. It's free. Voice In Voice Dictation. That's what it looks like, and it allows me to make important additions to my work. Right, come back to me again. Okay, do we have any other questions live as we're going on? Nice to see you, John. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that's happy May Day, says Nev. Okay, I'm just going back to the things. I think we're about finished because it's 1:15. What I'll do is I'll put a watch party out on this now, so I go through the whole thing again, and if anybody wants to think about this and chat, then feel free to do so. Thank you for dropping in. Next week we look at Windows 10, and yeah, somebody has said something here. Hold on. Joy Main, on the iPad, can you drag and drop files into folders? Yes, you can. Yeah, that's very possible to do. Particularly good on OneDrive, and also on Dropbox. I haven't mentioned Dropbox. Dropbox is another tool, and yeah, that's really useful to use as well. So you can drag and drop. Let me demonstrate. The file area is over here. And I should be able to transfer my documents from one side to the other. Don't know if it'll drag and drop or move. So you can see there, particularly that folder, which is a video, I could move and I could choose a location for that to go to. So at the moment I haven't got anything on mine to do, but there are options to move things around. There we are. There's the choices, so you can move them around and make them move. Okay, hope that's helpful to you. As I say, I'm going to finish now and hand back and do a watch party. So here we go. Thanks for watching. Bye.